Hey everybody, welcome back to Game of Tones, episode 19. So it's literally been about a year since I've been on this platform, and for good reason. I do have a lot of things to talk about, but the truth of the matter is I think I'm going to share them in a separate video. There's a lot of updates behind the scenes, and I don't really want to speak on it yet until everything is 100% squared away. I don't want to give my hopes up or anything, but I have been grinding quite a bit behind the scenes on just growing a startup, pushing forward game development in different ways, both in New York City and in Philadelphia, and I think it's getting noticed. Hopefully, I can talk more about that soon. So, beyond that, I hope you guys have been well. Hopefully, everyone's been staying safe, and thank you for the people that actually reached out to me, DM'd me, and just checked up on me. It actually means a lot because when I started making this series, I wasn't really intending it to go anywhere. I think I just really wanted to have fun and just enjoy the process of just creating this nerdy music with other nerds like me who honestly just love VGM. Maybe some people were just interested in learning themselves or whatever the case, but it's been so long since I started this process. I feel like everyone now is really, really good and doesn't even necessarily need these videos. So I guess this is just me just having a good time at this point, chilling out and vibing it out. And honestly, it's good to be back. You guys all love over here, honestly. And so for now, we're just going to talk and have a dev session. I think right now I have a client who's pretty cool, actually. This is actually a repeat client, and they're working on a mobile game, like a mobile RPG learning experience. And they want something a little bit atmospheric for their Overworld theme. The catch is, it's like a language learning kind of game, which is interesting. I don't want to speak too much about it, but it's going to be a fun way to integrate RPG elements with learning languages. And I think the best thing for me to do now is to also make sure that it's child friendly, but also not super childish so that adults can't get into it. And I think I have an idea for where I want to start already. This sounds like atmospheric. I think Omnisphere is going to be the main player for this because Omnisphere is just nuts. I think you can't go wrong with the pads and strings. I think I'm gonna go into the bells. So I think some of the bells are pretty good. I don't like the ones on top here. These are really annoying. I think they're super grady. I don't really think that they did too well with these. I think some of them are okay. Yeah, this is super. It doesn't even sound like a bell to me. Some of them maybe too synthy. But I want to go down to something a little bit more organic. Let me see what this one is. That's not bad, but I think... No way, no way. Okay. This actually is pretty cool. Okay, I might come back to that actually. Interesting. Those first two sound really good. You know what I'll do? I'll start here, and if anything, I'll swap it out if I feel the need. But I want something just to give me a little bit of wiggle room to get me started. I want to get something to play with. But really, honestly, this is just not even going to be anything crazy. I just want something simple. I think for the overworld themes, especially for children, I want something that's just not going to be super noticeable, something that you can kind of feel when you're scrolling through the menu. It's just there. It feels like home. But I got to keep in mind, these are kids, so I think what do kids like these days? I don't even know. Let's just see what we can cook up. Want to make it bouncy, fast, slow. That sounds really cool, actually. Kind of playful. Or do I want to go more on the atmospheric side, maybe? This is a really subtle instrument. I think it might have to get a little bit more volume on here because I can barely hear it. Let's see a little bit more. Let's see what's going on here. You know something? Let's go ahead and hit that record button because things are happening here and I don't want to mess up any ideas. Let's see. Let's go ahead and go to bell and hit the timer, and 3, 2, 1, and... Perhaps? Hold on, let's stress this out a little bit more. more. Play that back for me. Not quite. Let's... I think that last idea was really good, actually. One more time. So I think we'll start something like this. If I had to, maybe like a little bit of a quantize here. Let's go ahead and do the best I can. Let me see if I can snap it. Let's keep it. I think this hits way too hard though, this last note. But I'm going to keep this. There's been a little bit of a hiccup here. Let's see if I can track it down. Here you are. So maybe I'll go ahead and shift this here. And then, where else was it? This is a little bit harsh. And this was also a little bit harsh. Just duck this down a little bit. So if I were listening to this, and I could probably paste it again. I just want something to hold this melody. Let's see what we got. I actually really like that. It actually has this Mega Man feel to me. But the cool thing about this, right now it sounds really boring. And that's fine. I think when you first start off making anything, it's going to sound pretty boring, right? Like, there's never a time when I start working on something. Right now, my anxiety is actually really high because I'm actually a little bit rusty, I feel like. So I'll actually go ahead and, for the sake of being organized, I'll just make sure this is a bell. And I'm going to go right back into the second instance of Omnisphere I have. And this is where the fun starts, right? Because it's boring, it's kind of dry, it's kind of leading away. But once I throw on some warmth, I think I'm going to go... Oh, if anyone here has Omnisphere 2, I want you guys to look at this preset. I mean, it's one of my favorites. It's like my secret weapon. Freezing Warm. I just love this one so much. Sometimes it doesn't work, but I think for the most part, if you're creating something with a little bit of atmosphere, a little bit of just, just this nice, cozy energy, this just does it. It's really, really in the deep end range, but it's not bad. What I'm going to do is... I think I might take out some of the lows in it. Let's go ahead and do that parametric EQ too, because it is kind of bassy. But most times I feel like this is just gonna work. I never really had much of a problem with it. I try to use it anytime someone like asks me to do something atmospheric, kind of like a go-to. But try not to get super conditioned to it. But it's pretty good. So if that's the case, so we've got this moving. Let's just play along with the bell pattern here. Let me actually put the bell pattern a little bit higher, and then I'll duck the pads because I know how these can get kind of powerful sometimes. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and okay. So maybe they would come in over here. Too heavy. So we're kind of in the right range here. I think this D sharp is really hitting for me. It's feeling like home. Not quite. So these couple of chords are feeling really nice, and I keep getting there, and I think there's a reason for that. So what am I doing though? I'm kind of like over here sometimes. This is too low, kind of muddy, but this feels really spacious. I think I'm gonna put that in. I'm gonna go ahead and throw that right on there. And then these three here. And then I'm just gonna drag it out some. Let's see. So if I were to do this and What would be the follow-up? So I'm usually here, and then should I go to the... I don't know. Maybe? That kind of works, right? Maybe I should start doing these live, because I swear, like, sometimes I second guess everything that I do, and I'm like, I don't know, should I do this? Should I not do this? Does it work? But this feels really good. I'm not sure what this chord even is, but this feels really nice. Right? It's almost like a... I don't know what to say, but it feels warm. It feels like it just kind of brings everything back to coziness, and I think I'm going to actually extend that out. So if that's the case, right, we're actually doing pretty good. I like these moments where I'm not like super stuck. So if that's the case, let's just say imagine if I started the track off with this. If I were to repeat this, right, that could work. And then I would have to find something to layer on top of the bell pattern, because the bell pattern by itself is okay, but it seems a little weak. So let's just say if I did like a, I don't know, a chime or something. The hard part is finding something to match with the same spirit that I'm going for. And then what I'll probably do is just pan whatever the instrument that is a little harder to either the left, or maybe I'll pan the bell to the left instead. I don't know. We'll find out. So it's possible. Maybe Zebra might be able to help me with this actually. But something not super heavy. Okay. That might be it actually. Okay, so let's try panning this to the left. And I'll duck the volume a little bit. And I'll go in here, paste everything, and let's see how this sounds. Oh, that sounds really, really cool. So that is a little bit like it has some, you can hear some of the low end there. I'm gonna get rid of it because I really want the chimes to shine. So honestly, I don't really need any of this. The low end is pretty okay, but like for the sake of this, I really want that sizzle. You want that nice high end tail. You guys, this feels really good. What a good way to come back. So honestly, this is where it gets kind of fun. Also hard too, because the song has character. It has like a movement. It has shape. So if I... maybe I could actually cut this and repeat it. I don't think I want to repeat the whole thing. It might get a little bit boring. Let me see 1 second. If I were to play this again... So maybe, honestly, I could actually repeat this again. However, if I did, I would have to add an element that shakes it up a little bit. It's like, let's say if I were to do this, it could happen. But in this particular instance of the 14-second mark, something has to come here to drive it more. Otherwise, it's going to be kind of boring. And then we can get into some variation at the 30-second mark. Maybe even here could be some kind of drums, possibly. I'm thinking of Overworld themes. Or maybe even a melody. That's always the tricky part. I could possibly try a melody. Let's say if I did. Let's go ahead and just try for it. I feel like sometimes the drums could be cool. I think usually it's a safe bet. What color do I want for this? My OCD is acting up again. Let's just go with dark khaki. So let's say if I did do a melody here. And what kind of melody would that be? Would it be cute? Would it be bright? Would it be dark? I don't know. And let's go ahead and just call this like chime so I know where I am. You know, honestly, what about like Nexus? Nexus never really fails me, even though it does sometimes. But I think I have some favorites here that I really do love. Can't really go wrong with this. Let's see. So maybe a piano? let's just take a little listen. If it does work, we'll just play with this and hit some keys and see what happens. Okay, so hold on. This is not a bad idea because the piano does add some nice movement here, and it's not taking away anything that's happening. It's actually subtly adding a little bit of character even further. So the problem is I don't know what I want to put there. I think I'm gonna hit that record button, and if I land on something, I'll keep it. Let's see. Okay, those last two notes I don't like, but I think this was fine. If that was the case, let's take a listen again. No recording this time. If I were to, wait, do I need to quantize this? I don't think I need to. Let's see. Should I quantize this is the question. That's actually really cool. What I can do actually now, I'm getting really lazy, but that's fine. I'm going to actually repeat everything again, and I'll actually even throw in this again. The only thing I'll do here, maybe I'll just make it unique and possibly add it in a little bit of a... oops. I think I messed up there. I wanted to add this again, but as a octave. So up here maybe? Could that work? Oh, that feels good. Okay, this is really, really cool. So now the question is, if this is happening, I've been kind of milking this melody. I mean, sometimes you can do that, and it works, depending on how the gameplay is looking. And I think on the main menu, you're not doing too much. You're kind of just like cycling through stats, items, quests, and things of that nature. So it's going to be more non-distracting, not heavy, not really in your face. But I do really not like to make tracks boring, and that's my biggest thing. So maybe even here, when this is happening, I can add a really, really subtle, very, very subtle, like I don't know, percussion maybe. Like, let's see what I can do, because I don't want it to be upfront in your mouth about it. I think it just needs to be something that is holding. Maybe something from Evolve. I'm thinking about Evolve, because Evolve has some really nice subtle textures, and so does Damage, but Damage could be a little bit harsh sometimes. Let's go into Contact. Let's take a look. So far so good. I like this. It's flowing really nicely. Let me not jinx it though, because that writer's block is very real. It's super real. Let's go down this list. I'm thinking Evolve right now, to be honest, because Evolve just has some really nice textures. So you can just lay down and like it'll just make some really nice body. Especially, Evolve 2 is good too. You know, maybe Evolve 2. Damage might be a little harsh. Do I have anything else? No, not Fruit Shake. I think what I'll do, first and foremost, now I'm looking at this, I feel like I need to really update my percussion. I do have some nice orchestral stuff, but I think I need more like subtle things as well. Maybe I'll think about Apocalypse. Apocalypse I've heard good things about. So, nothing epic, hard and soft. Like, what's going on here? What do I want? I want something easy. I don't want to think about this. I just want to lay it down, have some movement. We're getting there. This could be pretty decent. This is nice too. Maybe even mixed with this. You know what? Let's put it in. So maybe like an F and E, maybe? You never know until you put it in. But honestly, it's not going to be fancy here. I'm not trying to get fancy about this. I think my biggest thing for me is just to get something in, get that skeleton going, get the core track down, and then ship it over to them for some review, because I don't like writing full length tracks and then you give it in and they're like, hey, this is great, but like we need something that sounds like a carnival instead, and kind of wasted a lot of time on that. But that's happened many times, but it's okay. I think I love the process too much anyway. Okay, so let's see what this is gonna be. That's nice. We'll just paste it again, actually. Oh, but so paste it again, and maybe I'll add one more element, something subtle though. That's fine. And so if that's the case, we've got a really nice project cooking up over here. It has a nice little pattern, nice little melody. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. So now the question is, I feel like the melody has to come and do something here too, actually. Let me see this. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe even just, that would be pretty decent, right? Maybe? I don't know. Maybe even, something is missing here, but I don't know what to do. This is one more time. It's missing a resolution. Let's just try it. If this was here. Oops. I think that could work for now. I think that something should be really cool and creative here, but I'm not really sure what that's going to be yet. But something needs to lead in, because this melody is now over with. I think now it's the time to shift the gears. And the question is, from where? And like, how do I pivot this? This is always a tricky part. Like, how do you want to switch your chord progressions? I'm not a pianist. I am not like super into that stuff, but it is important to know at this point, because it can help repetition, and it can help things from getting too stale. And so sometimes, you know, you can cheat your way out of this sometimes in some DAWs. I don't think, I really do love this. Like, whatever this is doing is feeling really good. And I want to continue building off of this melody. I just don't know where to take it from here. What I guess I could do, I can keep the percussion going here, right? And maybe start playing with ideas, because the pads are going to have to follow whatever the bells do. I don't want to start with the pads and then I'm lost. So instead, let's just play around and see if I can cook up anything that can make sense right after this passage. That feels really good, because that has like a little bit of a childish nature to it, but it doesn't sound super childish or too young where it's not like I think the age range is 8-year-old, right? So we're looking at 8-year-olds, but I think it has a maturity to it, even still. So let's go ahead and take this all out. I'm gonna make that unique, and let's see if I can build a nice follow-up here. Whoops, I'm actually putting it in the wrong place. Bell 2, not bell 1. There we go. Perfect. Okay, now the question is, how good was my timing? Let's see. Always honest. Let's see. Okay, not too bad. So this one was a little bit off. We can snap right there. And then maybe this can come down here, here. Little adjustments. Let's take a look. Okay. Not feeling too bad about this. There may be a couple of things I may want to change later, but so far so good, I think. Okay, not looking too bad over here. Okay, let's see. What do we got? So if that's the case, let's just repeat it. Looking pretty good over here. When this happens. So, oh, this was a little bit off. Where was it? Oh, now I have to find it. I think it was this. This? Was that it? No. Okay, I think it was actually. It was, okay. Okay, cool. So what I'm going to do is actually just copy that and do the same thing I did with the chimes here. And then make this copy the same exact pattern. And then we're going to have that nice body. And so the question now is chord progression here. What are these going to do? The pads have to come back because they were really the glue here. They kind of helped everything kind of contain and move along. How do I package it to make this next section just as interesting? And hopefully I may add another section or just may tie it back into the loop and then call it a day. You know, I think mobile games are kind of like in the 1 minute 30-second range most times, but sometimes you could cheat the system. So let's see what we got today. And hopefully I got something decent. Not quite. Okay, so it's actually starting to make some sense here. This is definitely feeling like this. We're gonna get right back into that. I'm gonna lose that. Let's put that in right away. Awesome. If that's the case, stretch it out. Then what comes after this? That feels really good. So we're gonna jump to a what? Actually, can that work? A little bit too dark. Maybe? Should I stay there? You never know the right answer. That's always the hard part. I tend to fight over notes sometimes, but I don't know which one is going to be right. But sometimes I go back in and edit way later. I think something sounds dry. I don't think it's this. I think it's actually the chord in the middle. Let me see. is actually sounding really dry there. For now, I think it's passable, but it does sound super... Is it my imagination? And then if that's the case, let's try something interesting here. If I were to keep everything here, put this again, and then make it unique, but then possibly... Let me see. So you know what? Not too bad. The question is now, if I did want to do something with the piano again, which would be a good idea, this would be a spot to put it. And then get rid of this. And hit that record button. Let's see what's going to happen here. I am really bad at what key signature is this? What? Oh my god. I need to get more training. This is so interesting because it's not doing too much, but it's doing a lot in the sense of it's good. It feels good on me. I don't know what to say. It just feels good on the soul. Like, I think when I hear this paired in with something and I'm just kind of like cycling through an inventory or something, it feels comfortable. And I think that's where I want to stay. Yeah, this is fun. But what's my melody? Or should it actually just come and start here? Maybe? Let's see. No way. So maybe like right around here. Would that work? Playing with these ideas are kind of interesting because like you can go in so many different ways, but what is the right way? But let me play this from the beginning and just see what I have here. Is this passable, even as a concept piece? That's my question. Under promise, over deliver. But not always. Because I don't think they know fully what they want just yet, which is fine. So I want to try and land there, or as close to it as possible. This feels really good. I'm happy with this 30 seconds. This feels really good too. So here, this could use a little cleanup. I see. You know what? I think this is not horrible. I think the cleanup is really going to be in this little bit of an area here. So maybe I'll probably do that off screen. But I will say one thing. It is good to be back. And I think the most of the questions that I've gotten, am I going to quit the channel? No, I'm not going to quit this channel. But another update will be coming. I don't know when. Hopefully within a month or two. Just so many things have been happening behind the scenes. I really want to share them. But NDAs and all that stuff are not very fun all the time. So with that being said, Hope everyone is staying safe, stay healthy. Prepare yourselves for whatever comes next. This year is just going to be completely insane. I can tell it's already on the way. Same as last year. But we're still here. We're still kicking. Love you guys. Take care. Cheers.